Are your plant wilting and you're not sure why? We've got you covered in this video. Stick until the end. Hello farm, welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to tackle one of the most common problems that you might be facing right now, wilting plants. Is your green garden and plants, to be specific, withering away and turning yellow? Well, today we are going to tackle what causes this problem and the possible ways to deal with it. So let's dive right in. The first cause of wilting can be watering. Lack of water can result in your plant wilting and eventually dying. So, but how do you get to know if your plant lacks water? First of all, you can start by checking if the soil is moist by sticking your finger into the soil. If it feels wet, then there is water. If it feels dry, you need to water. Also, you need to consider that different plants have different watering requirements, so you have to adjust your watering regime in terms of amount and frequency depending on the type of crop that you are dealing with. Also, watering should also be done considering the fact that overwatering can be just as harmful as underwatering. So you need to be specific on the amount of water that your plant needs so that you don't overwater, and at the same time you also don't underwater. All these have negative implications on your crop and eventually the garden. Also, when dealing with this issue of water, you need to know how to deliver the water to your crops. Watering on the leaves, more specifically, if you use overhead irrigation, you'll wet the leaves, and this will result in fungal infections, because when you water the leaves, you create a favorite environment for microbes to grow, and this eventually will result in fungal diseases on your crop, which can eventually spread into the entire field or garden. So I'll advocate for drip irrigation, or you use a watering can so that you deliver water to the specific point of the plant that is required, that is the root. This will minimize wastage and also will curb the issue of fungal diseases. The second possible cause of wilting in plants is lighting. We have issues of light wavelength and light frequency, but we'll not go there. That's some complicated stuff that I'll just try to break down for you in the simplest way possible. So you need to check whether your plant is getting enough light, because excessive lighting, when you expose your crop to excessive amount of light, the rate of evapotranspiration will be very high. The plant will be losing a lot of water. This is especially in tropical areas, and in the long run, you'll find out that your plant will start to wilt and wither away. Also, less light or no lighting will impact your plant negatively. This is why you find the issues of phototropism. Your plant will try to grow very tall so that in the direction of light it becomes unhealthy and reachable. For example, if it's a fruit tree, it grows very tall, you can't reach the crop, and there's a possibility of getting even injured when you try to climb the tree. So you need to know the lighting requirement of your crop so that you adjust precisely You can either reduce the amount of light by using agronets or placing the plant in a greenhouse, or you can take it outside to the light if your plant is too confined in a dark area, such that the amount of light getting to the plant is very minimal. The third possible factor that can cause wilting in plants is the issue of root problems. And root problems, I can specifically point onto two things. The first one being the issue of diseases. Most root-borne diseases will result in your plant withering, as the roots may end up rotting, so the issue of water uptake cannot be possible. The issue of food transportation cannot be precise, and therefore the crop will tend to wither. The second possible root problem that causes withering is the issue of pests, and this specifically is on root knot nematodes that tend to affect the root region of the crop. These nematodes form galls that harbor uptake of water and mineral salts and nutrients. Therefore, the crop will wither away as a result of water deficiency, and as well the issue of deficiency in nutrients and mineral salts. So these factors, as you can see, they all point out to the issue of water. So water is very important, because watering can be affected by the exposure to light. It can also be affected by the root problems, and this all in all leads to wilting. You have to take a lot of care so that you don't lose your crop to wilting. The issue of root problem can also be caused by the issue of root confinement in a pot, especially for potted plants, where you find the roots are intertwined have coiled into the container, and therefore there is the issue of suffocation. There is no room for more growth. There is no room for the root to keep growing. And there you have it, folks. If you deal with these issues precisely in the way that you've said, and also in other ways that you might think of, there is a possibility you won't lose your crop or your entire garden to wilting. So that's the end of it, and if you found this video helpful, I encourage you to subscribe, share and like, so that it can reach more people, so that it can get the energy to continue producing content like this. Otherwise, up to there, I'll see you on the next one.